And welcome everyone to the Rakgoska Open round of 32. And we've got a game of history for you today. We've got Haarp, the red Terran, spawning in the 6th seed, who eliminated yours truly, myself, Rakgoska, taken out by this man here. We're going to watch him, number 6 seed. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom position is
QuaSaR, the seed number 6, who yours truly, i.e. me, eliminated in the round of 64. So, can you explain how he got back in again?
There was a technical glitch where the timer expired for the bracket, and neither Immovable or Zach Knight Ra had said anything to me, and I was like, well, the show must go on. So he was the highest seeded player eliminated, and therefore was able to be brought back in. So kudos to him. You know, he got eliminated in the first round, but was able to come back, and we will see how he does this time.
Yeah, and it was interesting because my game was an upset. Now, talking about this game, QuaSaR is scouting in the upper left position, so we'll get a nice and easy scout on his opponent, who isn't walling off. What's your opinion of this?
Versus Terran, you don't really, or versus Terran versus Protoss, you don't really want to wall off, just because of the fact that Void Rays have a range of 6, and Marines only have a range of 5. Therefore, if you build stuff at your ramp, if you build stuff at your ramp, basically the Void Ray can just charge up on it and then gank your Marines a lot faster.
Yeah, I actually did a series of videos on my YouTube channel about that strategy, which I did steal from the GSL, and it was very, very successful TVP.
It was, what, MVP versus, or not MVP, but MC versus Jinro, I believe?
Yeah, I think that was it. I mean, I didn't watch the games. I got it off StarCast, because, you know, awesome.
Looks like we got a Cybernetic score going up for QuaSaR, which, I mean, is pretty standard. One gateway to Cybercore. We'll see if he decides to do any kind of 4-gate cheese or just play standard.
I mean, that's about as standard as you can get as Protoss. You can just go gateway, Cybercore, and just push the econ a little bit. And I'll be interested to see if he does now track down 3 gateways in a couple of minutes, or put down a robotics facility, or a starport, I think it's called, or is it Stargate?
Stargate. I'm thinking he's going to do 2 more gates and then expand, just to be relatively safe. I don't think he's going to 4-gate.
Yeah, this is post-patch, so the 4-gate is not quite as powerful as it used to be.
You do get an extra 20 seconds, though, so I mean, you can really, realistically get a lot more, you know, you could probably get another round of units out in time, depending on how your chrono boosts work.
Out here. 2 Marine pressure coming out here with a bunker, potentially, so this could be interesting, and QuaSaR only currently has, QuaSaR I should say, only currently has 1 Zealot, so 2 Marines versus 1 Zealot, well, Micro can easily dispatch of that Zealot.
That's some serious micro, though, to pull that one off, just because of the fact that you've got to basically keep the one that's targeted moving while the other one's stationary, so it's a little bit trickier for some players to be able to pull off that kind of micro. But we do have a Zealot Stalker initial push coming out here, which, if microed correctly, this can actually do quite a bit of damage. There's a bunker going up right now, but I don't think that it's going to be up in time. He's going to have to use that as a...
He's also grabbing his natural, so he's going to be a little behind. 5 Marines, though, might be able to pull off the defend against his push, but 4 Marines separating from the other Marines at exactly the wrong moment.
But I think going behind that wall like he did, he's definitely going to be able to keep away from that Zealot, but it looks like that Zealot is managing to get quite a few hits done. And I don't think that just barely finishes the bunker in time. And
you're already like 3 seconds in front of me.
Oh, you're such a baddie.
Yeah, we should investigate that. Although a proxy pylon coming up here in the top left, he's running a bit too high on money, but given he's just got 3 warp gates, it's not particularly going to be a problem.
His money's going to get lower. I mean, he just dropped down an expansion and a pylon.
So he's going to be matching the Terran Expo by 100 seconds, so that's quite a large advantage if the Terran decides to capitalize on it.
And I am pretty sure he will. He's getting another barracks going up, which is opening I used to go against Protoss, where you do the barracks style, but after some careful consideration and how much damage Colossi do, I've decided to alter my build just a little bit and have been experimenting with Mech Ghost versus Protoss.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm noticing at the moment that flavor of the month or week, however you want to put it, is against Colossi. I don't think I've seen a Colossi in 1v1 or 2v2 in a while now.
Oh yeah, definitely. As we can see, we've got a lot of sentries out for QuaSaR, so it looks like he's definitely just securing this expansion right now. Getting plenty of those force fields out. He's got a huge ramp he's got to worry about.
Well, I mean, also your opponent's pumping mainly Marines. If you put up a Guardian Shield, you've removed a third of its damage for every Marine, which is impressive to say the least. And sentries deal similar damage to Marines, just a bit slower.
5 damage a second, or 6 damage a second. It's not too bad, but it's not like necessarily great either. We do have
Marines with stim.
We do have factory production on the way. 1 reactor, barracks, 2 tech lab to barracks is up for the Terran right now. Protoss is beginning to move out here. We have his force of zealots, and it looks like we could be seeing a bunker break here with this many sentries.
It could be interesting. I'll be interested. I say that word too many times.
Interested
I'll be
and interesting?
I'll be curious to see what happens. There you go. He is going to push up top and left first. I'd be interested. Gods. I would be I'm just going to keep going. I'd be interested to see if he tries to blink across this gap with a observer at some point, and
he might at some point, but right now he does not have blink, so there's not going to be any of that.
Or an observer.
But if you notice how he's positioning his army, he rearranged it so all the zealots were in front.
Are you trying to point out what I should have done in my game, sir?
Yes, actually I am. But having all these sentries against this bunker is going to be very interesting because the Terran did move out, and he has supply block too, so I mean he's not going to be able to reinforce very well, and he just locked out his own zealots, which is probably a bad thing. He is forcing the Terran to retreat now. The Terran is cutting him off in the back.
Zealots are going to be out of position. This is not particularly
Zealots
a
are
good
definitely
thing.
out of position. Microwing back, does get a little small portion of his army blocked off here. Warping in some more zealots to now counteract the Terran's army. So a lot of back and forth here going on, but I think he is going to manage to get this cleaned up very nicely here.
He's taken out most of the Marauders, and now you're just left with Marines, which
Stalkers can out micro Marines fairly well. Going after that tech lab.
That was an impressive push by QuaSaR. I mean, very well timed, very well microed. He did everything perfectly when dealing, and almost it was a larger force than his.
He also did manage to get a little lucky that the Terran had pushed out and was not even situated in that bunker. Had he had units in that bunker, it might have been a different story.
It probably would have been a different story, but I mean, you could say game sense, but yeah, I think it was a little luck in that regard. He might have come out solidly, but he wouldn't have come out as solidly.
Yeah, because I mean, if you would have looked at his vision, I mean, he didn't even see the forces switching by. Looks like this barracks does get taken out.
If he'd had the watchtower, then it would have been skillful instead of lucky.
And there's the GG from Haarp, and leaves the game. Oh, look, we had ZD in that game as well. So it looks like a lot of our games were observed this week.
Nothing wrong with that. Observing a game's always lots of fun.
Alrighty.
So,
quick recap on the game. We've got some Terran kind of got caught out of position. Protoss definitely took advantage of that and ended up securing the win.
Off a 3-gate push with expansion for security.
Yep.
So nice econ. You're not going to die if you push losers, and he pushed a lot of sentries early to ensure that he could defend just anything really.
Yep. Alrighty. And
this is Keno DVT signing off.
If you like my games, like my channel, please subscribe down below. There's also a link to Keno's page on my channel. Please subscribe to him as well. And we'll be bringing you more of the Round of 32. Thank you, and have a good day.